Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the unboxing and a detailed review of the 70mai A510 dual channel dashcam. Now before we begin, I'd like to thank my good friend and colleague Krishnamurthy for lending me this unit for the review. Now I've reviewed 4 dashcams on my channel before: the DDPi Mini, the DDPi Z50 dual channel dashcam, the Cubo Pro X, and the Pioneer H120 SC. In case you are planning to buy a dashcam for your car, do check out those videos as well. So this is the box, and here is the packaging label. It is imported and sold by Next Digitron. My friend sourced it from Amazon for rupees 13,248. So let's go ahead and open the unit. Okay, so these are the contents: the front camera, the rear camera, the charger that connects to the 12-volt socket, the USB-C power cable that connects the front camera to the charger, the power cable that connects the rear camera to the front camera, a mounting bracket with a double-sided tape attached to it, a user manual for the front camera, a user manual for the rear camera, 3 electrostatic stickers for mounting the front camera, 2 electrostatic stickers for mounting the rear camera, a trim removal tool, and a spare double-sided tape for mounting the front camera, a spare double-sided tape for mounting the rear camera. Now this is quite the bundle for a dashcam, guys. Very exhaustive. Okay, now let's take a look at the dashcams in detail. Here is the front camera. The unit comes in a combination of a matte black and a satin silver shade. Looks very nice and very premium. Doesn't look like it's built to a cause, guys. Has a lovely shape. The finish is very nice. Okay, so the unit comes in a combination of a matte black and a satin silver shade with the 70mai logo inscribed right here, along with the status notification LED. You also get a 2-inch display facing the driver, which is not touch based. So you have to use these 4 buttons here for the navigation and changing the settings. And this long button that you see here, this is the power button. On the right side, you get the slot for the micro SD card, a USB-C slot which basically powers the front camera, and a proprietary slot to which the rear camera power cable connects. Speaking about the USB slot, dashcam manufacturers are slowly migrating to the USB-C port from the micro USB slot. So this is a big plus considering the ease of inserting the USB-C cable and the faster video transfer if you're connecting the camera to a PC, tablet, or a phone. On the rear, you have a sticker that gives the details of the unit along with the serial number, which I've obviously hidden. The mounting bracket with the dual-sided tape goes into these 4 slots here. Your vents at the top and bottom for aiding in heat dissipation and cooling of the unit. The camera sensor is at the front. It permits for a basic level of rotation. So this is the camera sensor, the much talked about Sony Starvis 2 IMX675 CMOS sensor, which is unarguably the USP of this dashcam. And it has been developed by Sony specifically for the security camera applications. It has an output of 5 megapixel or 1944p in the 4:3 aspect ratio, or 3.7 megapixel or 1440p in the 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio. It supports a frame rate of 30 and 60 frames per second. Obviously 30 frames per second for the higher resolutions and 60 frames per second for the 1080p resolution. And this is the rear camera. It's a no-frills simple unit. Of course, the mounting bracket is mounted on the periphery, so the unit can rotate 360 degrees. This camera supports 1080p resolution. You have the double-sided tape stuck to the mounting bracket and ventilation holes for cooling. So this is the proprietary 4-pin connector to which the power cable connects. While the front camera has a field of view of 140 degree, the rear supports a field of view of 130 degrees. Build quality is really good. There is no compromise here, guys. Cheap plastics are not used anywhere in this unit. Quality of the plastics used is very good, and it doesn't feel like the unit is built to a cost. And obviously you paid a premium for it, so you would expect a good build quality at this price point. You also get emergency event recording due to the G sensor on board, which can sense a sudden jolt in the event of an accident. This is a standard feature on all dash cams. The A510 comes with a conventional 500 mAh battery and is not a supercapacitor based dash cam. While this can be a potential deal breaker for many, conventional batteries work just fine like they did a few years back. It dies after 6 to 7 years of usage, but as long as the unit gets power from the USB slot, the cameras will work just fine. The unit supports storage up to 256 GB using a micro SD card. Goes without saying, you must get a class 10 card. A larger storage gives you footage for a longer duration before they are overwritten. So get a 64 GB card to begin with. Both NextDigitron and Amazon have explicitly mentioned the cards that will work with this unit, so please stick to them to ensure compatibility. Wireless connectivity is through Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN and Bluetooth 4.2. You also get GPS functionality with this unit that records the lat-long coordinates with the speed and timestamps in the video clips. With separate hardwiring kit, which connects to your OBD port or the fuse box, you can enable parking surveillance and time-lapse photography, wherein the camera clicks 1 photo per second and compresses a 30-minute video into 1-minute clip. So that is everything as far as the units and their features are concerned. So guys, we have connected the unit to USB-C power to the wall socket using a general adapter. Now remove this so you can do the initial setup here. Now, like I said, this display is not a touchscreen display, so you're going to have to navigate using these buttons here. So we have the Samsung 128GB Evo Plus micro SD card. Insert it, the card, because
format the memory card.
Yeah. Okay, you can see that once the record symbol is blinking on the top left corner, it is recording. This is the default home screen that you're going to land up with. So this shows that the voice recording is off. You can turn it on. This is the emergency video in case you want to quickly record something. As it is, the dashcam will have a G sensor and you can adjust the sensitivity wherein it records emergency videos in a separate folder. That's a default setting available for all dashcams. So in addition to that, if you press on the second button, which has that flag, it will record an emergency clip. This one is for entering the album. So if you want to view the recording, you can go inside to which it is recording now, an emergency video which it just recorded. Then you have parking surveillance. Now parking surveillance is enabled if you have the hardwiring kit using the OBD port or the fuse. Then you have time-lapse recording. Again, it will require the hardwiring kit. Then you have photo in case you have clicked a photo. We haven't clicked any. So let's go back. Let's go through all the settings. So this is the video settings. Video storage, high compression. So high compression means it's going to take a lot less memory than the usual one. Then you have resolution. So like I said, in the 4:3 aspect ratio, it clicks, the sensor clicks 5 megapixel videos. If you want the widescreen format, it will click it in 3.7 megapixel. Then you have 1080p, which it will click at 60 frames per second. That will be a lot more smoother. But for now, we'll keep it to 4:3 just to test how good the quality is. Come back. Now, the usual recording time for a clip is 1 minute. You can have it to 3 minutes as well. Then what else? You have demisting. Then 70mai logo on the stamp on the video clips that are being recorded. If you don't want that, you can disable it. Speed. This camera has GPS as well, so it'll click the GPS related lat long coordinates as well as speed coordinates. So if you don't want the speed to be shown on your video, you can disable it. Same goes for lat long coordinates. Then refresh rate is 60 hertz. Then extended cam mirroring, extended cam flipping. So in case you want to mirror the image that's recorded from the camera, that is your rear camera, you can do that, because what happens is your rear camera is clicking the video in an upside down format. So if you want it to mirror, you can click this option. It is right now not shown because it's disconnected. I have not connected the camera here. It's here. So when you have it connected, you will get this option. Same goes for flipping. If you want it to flip from top to bottom, which we will have to do, I'll show you. Allow remote live when power on. Yes, then that's about it. So that's as far as video settings are concerned. Then parking surveillance, you have duration, collision detection. So it's going to require hardwired cable. We don't have that. So these options, you're not going to get any of these options. You need a hardwired cable which is connected to your OBD port or your fuse box. Then you have smart travel, which clicks emergency video. So this is the G sensor sensitivity. We'll just leave it at medium for now. So in case your car goes over a hump or it feels a sudden jolt, it will quickly record a clip and store it in the emergency folder. Then you have ADAS as well, driver assistance systems. You can enable that. So the camera will basically give you alerts when you're moving away from this line, and it senses, the camera sensor senses the line on your road. But even my Xiaomi E has it, but it's not very well implemented, so I'll just leave it for now. Then you have sound settings. If you don't want this tone, which we don't want, you can turn it off. And audio recording, which we can anyway disable from there. You have speaker volume as well. So that is as far as sound settings go. You have the system settings. You have the Wi-Fi hotspot. Then you have Wi-Fi always on. So in case you don't want to have Wi-Fi on, you require Wi-Fi when you want to connect it to your phone for transferring the content. Otherwise, you can just disable it. We'll just leave it on for now. You have a screensaver. If you have the screen off, what happens is once the camera starts recording the videos, it will automatically dim the screen and save power. Auto off when stopped, never. So when you have 5 minutes, 20 minutes, various options. So as long as this unit receives power, it will keep on recording videos. So if you don't want that, you can enable one of these options. But this again depends on when you want to. The unit has a 500 milliampere hour battery. So in case you want to keep it 5 minutes after stop, once you step out of your car after turning it off, it'll keep recording the video for another 5 minutes. We'll just keep it at never now. Then you have time, which we've just set. Then system language, your various languages. Then you have date format. Yeah, so we'll go to what is essentially the Indian format, which is DD, MM, YY. Then speed units is kilometers per hour. That's right, satellite positioning. So this is something you'll have to calibrate once your car moves. So just leave it for now. We are sitting inside a room stationary, so it may take some time to register the signal. That is as far as the system goes. Then you have the reset, which is basically formatting the memory card and the factory setting. Then you can download the app using this QR code here to your iPhone or your Android device. Then you have the about, which gives the details of the current firmware version. You may get firmware updates, which you can update once it turns up. So that is about the device. records like real nice videos. Okay, let us download the app and let me quickly guide you through the app's interface and the various options under settings. Please take some time to familiarize yourself with all the settings, especially how to download the clips to your phone. Let me guide you through it. First, download and install the 70mai app to your iPhone or Android device. Then, turn on Wi-Fi on your phone and connect to the device that says 70mai underscore A510. Enter the default password as 12345678. You can change this later if required. If it throws a prompt saying internet may not be available, select always connect. Then open the app and add the device. Ensure that the dashcam is now powered and turned on. The app scans for 70 mi devices nearby over Bluetooth and the device will show up. Select the dashcam and it will be added. Now you need to connect to the dashcam's Wi-Fi hotspot. It will connect within seconds and you should see a live view of the front cam. Now let us go through the options one by one. Click on album and it will prompt a stop recording. Select don't remind me again and click on OK. You will see all the clips and photos stored here. Under all videos, you will see the videos from the front and rear cam stored under different folders. You can see main camera and extended camera at the top. Under emergency video, whatever clips were recorded by the G sensor is stored here. There are no contents under parking surveillance and time-lapse video since that requires a hardwiring kit. Under photos, you will see any photos clicked. Now, if you select timeline from the top, you can see the timeline or the history based on the date and scroll through the video, just like how you would navigate a CCTV clip. You can also download the clip with the duration selected and view it. There you go, the downloaded clip. Now let us go back to the camera and see the various settings. Click on settings. These are essentially all the settings that can be changed from the camera, which we saw some time back. So I don't want to revisit them once again, except changing the Wi-Fi password by going into Wi-Fi hotspot settings and syncing the time of the dashcam from the mobile phone. And you can also download and upgrade the dashcam's firmware when your phone is connected to the internet. It will prompt for an update as shown. We had a firmware update of 42 MB dated June 25 available, so we downloaded and pushed it to the dashcam. It took a few seconds to download and we were able to update the firmware without any trouble. Just remember to not disconnect the power during the update. So that is as far as the app is concerned, guys. It is very user friendly and won't take you much time to get familiarized with the app, to view and download the recordings. Now let's do the installation. First, start by routing the rear camera cable. Pull down the door weather strip of the rear door and pull out the C-pillar plastic trim. Route the cable through the gap and towards the rear of the headliner. Tuck the cable into the gap between the headliner and the ceiling, leaving approximately 10 to 15 centimeters of the cable. Keep tucking the cable through the gap while taking it to the front. There is no need to remove the B-pillar trim. Simply tuck it in the gap. Secure the C-pillar trim by aligning the clips and giving it a firm push. Pull out the weather strip of the front door and continue routing the cable through the gap between the headliner and ceiling. Pull out the A-pillar trim and route the cable through the front of the headliner, taking it all the way to the center. The extra cable is bunched and tied using cable ties and tucked into the headliner gap. Now we need to route the power cable for the front dash cam. Unscrew the driver side knee panel and remove the dashboard side trim. Insert the cable through the dashboard side and take it through the knee panel trim, tucking the cable through the gap. Leave about 10 centimeters of cable to connect it to the USB power adapter. Tie the cable to the metal frame wherever possible. Attach the cable to the existing cable routed through the A-pillar using cable ties. Cut the extra length of the ties once they are secured. Route the cable through the headliner gap towards the center. Tie it up with the power cable of the rear cam. Secure the A-pillar trim back and give it a couple of good pushes. Secure the weather strip of the doors and any trims that were left out. Plug the supplied 12-volt adapter to the socket and connect the cable. Before attaching the camera to the windshield, clean the windshield thoroughly. We used isopropyl alcohol. Power up the camera and check the screen to see if it is aligned properly at the center. Peel the sticker off and attach it to the windshield. We did not use the electrostatic stickers since the camera fell off barely a minute after it was stuck, so we chose to stick the camera directly to the windshield. Tuck the extra cable into the gap. Secure the rear camera to the rear windshield, connect the cable and tuck the extra cable into the gap. And that completes the installation. Guys, take a look at some of the sample clips during the daytime and the nighttime from both the front camera and the rear camera. I've included 15 seconds of each clip. Alright guys, I keep getting asked 3 questions in all my dashcam videos, so let's answer them. Should I start the camera every time I get into the car to start recording? No, the camera starts recording automatically after you've installed it, the initial setup is done, the memory card is inserted, and the power cable is connected. What happens if the memory card storage gets full? The dashcam continues to record and overwrites the older clips. I don't have a 12-volt socket to connect the supplied charger. Can the camera be powered directly through the USB port? Yes, you can connect the cable to the USB port of the car. So all in all, the 70mai A510 is a great dual channel dash cam. It comes with a USB port and gives super clear videos thanks to the Sony sensor. The only downside, if you ask me, is the conventional battery instead of a supercapacitor. But the other features pretty much make up for that omission. So that'll be all everyone. I hope this video was useful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye and take care.